now starting to put tape on the windshield today. He almost covered the entire windshield with tape. Look at that.
Yeah. Looks like it's more than halfway down the windshield. Well, Eaton holds on to 4th position for the moment. Tanner down on the bottom side of the racetrack. That's one thing we have seen here in Tucson the past 3 years. There are 3 distinct groups, at least 2 of them, and the banking is at different angles, and so it provides for some really good wheel-to-wheel and side-by-side action. Look at Tanner now come back.
Trying to get over that, get that spot away. Probably be a lot easier to do it now than when on fresh tires.
Coming up on the 100 lap mark. They will complete 100 laps, and then they will get the caution next time around. So Grosskreutz has the lead here at the end of the first 100 laps. And Eaton will be 4th, Tanner 5th, Dillon 2nd, and Alsop in 3rd position. Now here comes the caution for the halfway break. The cars will come out of the racetrack now, pick up the leader, and the pace car will lead the others back into the pit area where the work will go on and Rick DeBrule will get busy. Let's take a look at the top 10 here with 101 now of the 200 laps completed. It's Grosskreutz, Alsop, Dillon, Eaton, and Tanner running 1 through 5. And 6 through 10, it's Toast, Query, Monroe, Crafton, and Shepard. Here on ESPN2, 6 races, actually 5 this year because we got rained out last weekend. And this week, it is the NASCAR Featherlight Southwest Tour event. And the cars have completed their mid-race break and are about to go back to racing. Now, earlier today, we had a race involving the Ultra Spec trucks. And Jimmy White emerged from his truck as the winner of that event. He waged nearly an all-event race with Larry Ragland, who comes here from the Desert Off-Road Series. Frank Steiner finished 3rd, Steve Smith 4th, and Kenny Shepard finished 5th in that race involving the Ultra Taya Spec trucks.
All right, couple of laps. Get everything back up to speed, all the fluids back up to temperature, and we'll see what changes have been made. And you know, some of these guys will be going, that ran so well in the beginning, will be going backwards on this second 100 laps because it's just not going to work out. And there's some guys that were just so-so in that first half, will probably go to the front.
Now, it was interesting to hear Ron Eaton say that he set up his car real loose to get to the front. Now, what's that all about?
That really wasn't because he wanted to run the bottom of the racetrack. And we saw him early on the very bottom of the racetrack. Once he got there, we also saw that he kind of stayed. He could not run on the top of the racetrack. This is a multi-bank racetrack. It's 3 different banks. I think it's 6 degrees, 9 degrees, 12 degrees on top. You can run all those spots, but the preferred groove, the best place to run on the racetrack is the top groove. And as Eaton said, he really truly was not competitive in that top groove where he needed to be.
So now he's tightened the car up, and we'll see what he can do. He begins this second half in 4th position. It's Grosskreutz, Dillon, also Eaton, and Tanner. The top 5 as the green comes out, and we are back to racing.
We see a couple of lap cars between Dillon and Grosskreutz.
Kurt Busch in the 70 and the 29 of Bill Lawrence.
Cars get up to pretty good speed here at Tucson Raceway Park.
And look at the interval that Grosskreutz has built up already.
And a battle for second spot between Eaton and Dillon. He said his car to run on the top of the racetrack, so what happened? He goes to the bottom of the racetrack.
Exactly. There's traffic up ahead, though. You see the cars splitting. Kurt Busch in the 70 car, or trying to. And it looks like that Eaton got through and Dillon didn't.
Yes, Eaton got through on the inside. Now he got, the Dillon car almost caught in the middle of a sandwich between the 70 and the 29 car of Lawrence.
Yep.
Now Dillon is getting a challenge from Alsop in 74. abreast. Also on the end, they're still 3 abreast. Wow, how'd they do that? How did they do that? And Adamo on the 98 goes on the inside. And Dillon is really struggling with the traffic trying to get through.
Frank Adamo is not on the lead lap. He's a lap down in 13th position, but he's running right there with the second, third, and fourth drivers.
Everson also in 74 trying to get by the 29 car. Bill Lawrence, he does that. Now Dillon is going to try to do the same thing.
A little loose there on the bottom of the track coming out of turn 2.
Dillon is really struggling on the bottom of the racetrack.
Sure is. Unable to get by Lawrence. And Bill is a lap down in the 12th position. So he's the first car not on the lead lap. And now Dillon works himself clear of that battle he had with Lawrence, and he sets his sights once again on Alsop. Meanwhile, while all this is going away, Mark Grosskreutz continues. Well, we got a spin. Boy, Jimmy Alberto just missed T-boning the 98 of Frank Adamo, who spun down in turn 4. And Frank, it looks like, is going to get headed in the right direction as Grosskreutz comes along and puts another lap on him. I was about to say that Grosskreutz was driving away from the rest of the field. His lead over Eaton in second position is only about 2 seconds, and then there's...
Oh! Some contact between Dillon and Alsop smashes the wall on the backstretch hard, and he is off the pace as Freddie Query goes by and takes the spotlight. Tough break for Alsop.
Looks like he may be going to the pits. He's up on the entrance lane to the pit area, and yep, Nipper goes back into the pit area after running so strong. There is the leader, Mark Grosskreutz, with about a 2-second advantage on Ronnie.
Man, tough break for Alsop.
Let's take a look at what happened, BP.
Coming off the second corner, the 13 car. I'm sorry, this is Frank Adamo, the 98 car. This is a spin.
And
oh!
That was Alberto almost getting collected. Now let's take a look at what happened to Nipper.
As they come off the corner, Dillon goes up and bam!
Boom! Wow.
You can see how hard it also hit the wall coming off the second corner. Tough break.
And Adamo is also pulled off the racetrack down into the infield here on the racetrack, while Alsop is back in the pit area behind turns 2 and 3. Well, now here's a battle with Query and Tanner for 4th spot.
Query is at 21, the white 21. Kelly Tanner in the 65, the blue car.
Sean Monroe is in 48. 19 is Tony Toast.
Battle for 6th spot.
That's Jimmy Alberto in the red, white, and green car. He is what? He's 1 lap down in 12th position. Down to Rick DeBrule, who's with Nipper Alsop.
A very frustrated Nipper Alsop. Let's talk about the incident that put you out.
Well, I was outside of, I think it was the 13 car or something like that, and we were racing hard, and I guess he didn't realize that I was still there, and he just made a mistake, moved up, and pushed me into the fence, and ended the deal. We don't run, this isn't a points race anyway, and we run the Slim Jim All-Pro Series, so when we come here to these NASCAR events on the West Coast, we come to win, so...
How much damage to the front end?
Oh, he said there's some suspension damage, but we got a good race team. We'll fix it and come back to the next one.
Bad weekend for the Alsop brothers.
Yeah, it is. AJ, he should have made the, made the main, and from the B main, he did a fantastic job for only his 3rd or 4th tour type race, and I'm real proud of him. We'll be back.
Nipper Alsop, unfortunately, out of this race today.
He's finished 9th in the Slim Jim All-Pro points for the last 2 years, 96, 97. And BP, all of a sudden, that interval between first and second is no longer 2 seconds. It's less than a half second. And in fact, it's a matter of car lengths.
Sure is. The 07 car of Eaton has caught Grosskreutz, our leader.